We're looking at Dow futures now down 620 points, 3.4%. Markets whipsawing as the United States continues to count its ballots here on Election Day. Heidi Lun is in Hong Kong in our bureau in Hong Kong with the latest. Heidi.
Yeah, it's been a really violent pullback when it comes to risk appetite across just about every single asset class. But take a look at the safe havens. Actually, let's start off with the Mexican peso because this has been really the most dramatic story. We saw declines of as much as 8.4%. That was actually the biggest fall since 1995. The declines that we're seeing now, pretty close, in fact, exceeding that. We're now down by close to 10%. I mean, these are just extraordinary lows. This proxy that tends to do well, in hopes of a Clinton victory, and we're seeing this plunge as Trump appears to be gaining more ground than these markets had originally priced in before. I mean, these are lows that we haven't seen, as I said, since 1995, lows that we haven't seen since the collapse of Lehman Brothers. This, of course, after Trump had said that NAFTA is the worst trade deal ever to be agreed on, that he will try to dismantle that or renegotiate that. To that end, we're also seeing some very, very strong moves when it comes to buying into haven assets. We're getting investors hiding out in the yen again. Take a look at that. We've strengthened now to 102. Spot 28. I mean, this is for the yen, this is the biggest gain since July 29th. Other safe havens, take a look at, where are we? The Swiss franc also seeing gains there, looking a little bit like this, holding at spot 96.43 now, upside of about 1.5%. In terms of Asian currencies, emerging markets getting sold off. The Korean won is the worst performer here in Asia. We actually did hear early on that the Bank of Korea had to intervene to suspend further declines in the won. They're meeting this afternoon to talk about the state of the market. So some concerns coming through from Asian central banks about the state of volatility that we are seeing. Taking a look at gold, I mean, this really paints a picture. Gold and silver both seeing very, very heavy buying there, upside of 2.6% at 1,310. And just quickly, oil. I mean, this is sort of the risk aversion that we are seeing. Brent is trading like this, in fact, falling below $45 a barrel, down by 2.4% there. Let's take a look at futures because things are not pointing to a very rosy open at all when you guys get underway. US futures are plunging. These are mini futures for Dow Jones down by 3.25%. S&P, the worst laggard of the lot, down by 4%. And just quickly, treasuries. To give you an indication of these parallels between Brexit and the election, we've seen the range on the 10-year bill at 0.15 percentage point, the largest since June 24th, which was the day after the UK voted to leave the European Union. Guys?
Heidi, thank you very much. Heidi Lun in Hong Kong. Just want to reiterate some of the extraordinary market moves we're seeing right now. We have seen the peso touching record lows against the dollar. Looking at the dollar peso right now, seeing it here at down about 9% versus the dollar, 2013. And just the extraordinary moves that we're seeing in futures as well. Heidi talking about them just a moment ago. We're seeing Dow futures down 617 points. Looking at the weakness of the dollar as well, we're seeing the Bloomberg Dollar Spot Index there at 96,588. Megan, a real whipsawing might not be a strong enough word here.
I don't think when you see a 9% record low fall in the peso, as we've talked about all night, the biggest proxy for Trump's election chances all along has been that is a sign that people are getting very alarmed. Again, we should mention, the times of the hour that we're talking about this, but markets are definitely showing a little bit of a panic right now.
All right.